Hey, thokozani bogogo, thokozani bomkhulu, thokozani emva kwesikhathi lesidze kangaka ngingakhona ukuthola isikhathi nami ukuthi ngingene ku-channel sifake ivideo. Ngiyanibingelela nonke enzaweni tonke la nikhona. Nibingelela uMafavuke njengedangamane, umtukulu kamakeretane hangarantima uduladula nyama senkopolo ningayiboni izakhe igcwele amafutha. Umgadlela kandaba inyanga mthakathi. Ngiyanibingelela nonke. Hayi ngiyathemba ukuthi niyaphila emva kwesikhathi lesidze kangaka. Singakhulumi singabonani. Nami ngenxa yokuba matasatasa nama ngicolise nje bonke labalandzela leli khasi ukuthi isikhathi lesidze kangaka kungabi lutho lokwenteka kokulo. Hayi ngithi nje angicolise ngibuyile ke namhla ngibuye nalesinye isihloko lesitawukhuluma ngaso lebengithembise ngaso lapho khona sitawukhuluma khona ngenzuza. Sikhuluma khona ngenzuza. Labo labanye bathi umndawo wasemanzini kanjalo nje. The water spirit, some people they would call it the water spirit. So this is one of the most important spirit that is troubling so many people. So because there are so many people even internationally who watch this channel, so I'll put my language and also I will use English so that I'll make sure that most people they are able to understand what we are talking about here. You see, the spirit of Imdao, it's one of the spirit that, like all other spirit, that is at work within Bungoma, and we have got several people who are troubled by the very same spirit. So this spirit, it's probably it's a water spirit. Exactly, it's a water spirit. Like all other spirit, as I've said, that all other spirit, they have got a nation, and they have got a language, and they have got impande, the roots. These are things that are more similar with spirits that are working with people. So the very same spirit, when we're talking of INZUZA, it has got those same characteristics with it has got its own people, it has got its own language, it has got impande. You see, some people it might be confusing, especially when we're talking it's a water spirit, and being a water spirit, and then now you say it has got impande. I'm saying it has got its own people. It's a mystery. Some of the things they are mysterious to understand. You cannot easily understand some of the things, the way they work, especially when you're talking about things of the spirits. You see, this is one of the powerful spirit, ancient, working among Abangoma. You see, and it's associated with a snake. You know, when you see a snake, you must know that a snake is a symbol of life. Unlike in religion, they say a snake it's an enemy, but when you come to here, a snake it's a symbol of healing, it's a symbol of health. Just like as you could see even in hospital, any ambulance will have a symbol of a snake. Even hospitals will have a symbol of a snake, because a snake it's a symbol of healing. You can just check for yourself at the back of every ambulance or even in a hospital. You will see a sign of a snake, because a snake, it's a sign of healing. So it has been like this, even ancient, among our forefathers. They've been knowing that a snake has been a sign of healing. So when you come to INZUZA has got its own people also, and it's which are connected by healing. We remember that some other time we've heard that there are people who go underwater, and those people they are initiated. They are initiated, those people. So the very same thing that is happening. So people they go under the water, and then they come into a dry land, and when they come into a dry land, they meet people there. There are people, and those are the people there who initiated those people whom we say they are initiated under the ground or under the water. Previously, people who have got INZUZA were strictly initiated under the water. But now it's not easily possible to happen. It does still happen, but it's not easily to happen because of the circumstances, the way we have lost most of the things which are our heritage, which are cultural to us. We have lost all of them. And most people, they don't even know when you are taken by INZUZA, what is it that must be done? And that results that people, they end up dying because even though once that, because even it does happen even these days that people are taken by INZUZA. It happens. But the challenge that we have is that most of those people, they are not successfully initiated. Most of those people, they end up dying. Why they end up dying? Because even their relatives, they don't even know exactly what is it that is supposed to be done. Because now we have been disconnected away from our roots. So we don't know. And we find that most of the people now, they are so religious in such a way that they don't even accept such spirit. They will even say it's demonic. All these things that they will say. Then at the end of the day, the people, they won't be successful. So the very same thing with INZUZA. INZUZA has got its own people. And these people, they stay under the water. But some of those people, they have integrated among us now. They live among us. Some of them, they did come out and they live among us. And so those people, they are people who are not tall, but they're a bit short, and they've got their own language. Like they are almost looking like the Batwa. And those people, and they stay under the water and they live under the water. And some of the people, of our people who are taken there, they will go there under the water and be initiated and not come back again because of the situations that we encounter these days. Because these days we have said that we are modernized, we have left our own spirituality, things that are our heritage. Those are the things that we have forsaken, and we do not follow them as we are supposed to follow them. So these people, but there are people who are living underground. I'm the witness to that because I've heard them speaking. I remember that in Swaziland, there used to be another one. There's a river there. Those people who are familiar in Swaziland, during the time of Skayo Makongo, when he was still a broadcaster, they used to interview one of those people, but he used to do it early in the morning and interview because one of those people from INZUZA, and one of this person, he used to come out from the river. There's a river in Mbabane that go across it past the old Mbabane police station, and there's a school there next to it. It's called St. Francis School. There, in that river, there used to be a hole there, and that man used to come out from there. He used to come during summer because he said he used to like maize, he enjoy maize, especially umbila or sea. We used to like that. And I'm sure that even in the archives of the Swaziland Broadcasting, you might still find those things there. They are there existing because those people, they are alive, and they are the one who does the initiation. When people they are supposed to be initiated under the water, those are the very same people who does the initiation. Those who lives underwater, there's people of INZUZA. I remember that some years ago, one of my great-grandfather married one of the lady. And that lady, when they were going, the people, they will remember there used to be a war. There was a war that happens. That war, it was between, I think, they call it Impi Yasemshatsa. But I think it was involving Bapedi or Sekukune, and that war, it was also including Emaswat. And during that war, one of my great-grandfather, because he was a soldier, when he comes back from there, he managed to get one of the wife who was from there, and they marry and they had children. But unfortunately, due to some circumstances that happened, they end up killing that woman. But it was an unfortunate situation because the family of my mother, they are still suffering the consequences of killing that lady, because what made them to kill that lady? It was because when she's angry, no food that was going to be cooked, even water was not going to boil. You see, wawungabasa umlilo ubase, but at the end of the day, nothing was going to get cooked until they had to go and bake her. When they've baked her, then things will start happening. So they were tired, said, no, we are tired now of keeping on baking this lady. When she's angry, then we cannot cook, we cannot eat. And then they decided to to put a stone around her body and throw her in that river that they call it Komati River. When you're going from Bavane to Pikes Peak, before you climb that mountain towards Pikes Peak, to reach the station, they call it Dry Hook. In that station, there is a Komati River there. That's where they thrown her in that river. And but it does a bad thing, because even up to now, they are suffering such consequences because of that thing, because they need to atone for such instances. But now, I'm trying to explain that we do have people of INZUZA, and those are the people who does the initiation. Though there is a snake involved there, as I've said, that a snake, it's a sign of healing, but we have got those people who does the initiation. Those people of INZUZA, they've got their own language that they speak. They speak almost close to like Abatwa. So when they speak, they speak their own language. They speak like a person who doesn't have a tongue. A person who does a tongue. And there are some other people, when they are possessed by the spirit, whom you will find them speaking such a language when they are possessed by the INZUZA spirit. And the INZUZA spirit has got its own roots. And the roots there, they are found like under the river. And some of them, it's not easy to get, especially Tibu. There's one we call it Tibu. It's not easy to get, because you will find it where the INZUZA stays, there under the water. It needs people who are spiritually inclined, people who have got that spirit to go there and get some of those things, especially when you're making likobongo for INZUZA. You will definitely need such trees to make likobongo, because they are very, very, very imperative for it. So the spirit, they've got their own language, and those spirits, they've got their own roots that you need to know and you need to eat. They've got emakobong akona, which most of them, they're a bit scarce to get, because most of the trees, you'll find them inside the ocean, and you'll find them in the sea, and then you'll find them inside the water, which it makes it a bit dangerous to go and get it. But it's possible that one will get them and find them and make it. It has got its own roots. It has got lihlambo lakhona, lihlambo lenzuza. We have got INZUZA enjoys a lot of litumane. That's why most of the time where litumane is found, you will find INZUZA. And those people who have got INZUZA, they also like to eat litumane, because it enjoys so much litumane. It has got litumane, it likes litumane, and it has got even seafood for that is made. Even it includes some certain animals that are included there. INZUZA, it's tunya. Some people, they've mixed it with tunya. INZUZA, it's tunya. Tunya normally like to use candles. People who are doing tunya, they will use candles. But when you come to INZUZA, you don't need to use candles for INZUZA, because it goes in a different way. But when we go into detail, or when you learn into detail, you will find exactly the things that will impress INZUZA. When you maybe we are phahla, you decide to go phahla, but most of the time I would say that a white alcohol, it's very important for INZUZA. Even a snake, you can use it, but impepo, it's normally not used for INZUZA. But white alcohol can be used for INZUZA when uphahla. And then the other things about INZUZA, we have got so many people who say that when people have got INZUZA, they don't need to go for initiation and they initiate it themselves. But people, they forget that even during those times when people were still initiated under the ground, when you come under the ground, you were still needing a kobela to help you along the way. It was not like when you come under the ground, then you don't need kobela, you are kobela yourself. You will need ukobela, because we must remember that it says inyanga ayitelaphi. It means you will need an ukobela. But now it's even more surprising, because people, they say when you have got INZUZA, you uthwasa ngemaphupho, and those people abathwasa ngemaphupho, I don't know how to people bathwasa ngemaphupho, but you cannot thwasa INZUZA ngemaphupho. The reason that there are signs that we will talk about, and there are things that happens that shows that you have got INZUZA, and some of those things, they torment you. It's because you have got a calling that needs you to go to be initiated. Because if it was INZUZA that was going to initiate you through dreams on its own, which means you are not going to suffer all those consequences. You are not going to suffer all these things that I'm going to mention. Like, for example, signs of INZUZA that you will suffer. You will suffer headaches. You'll have constant headaches. You see, why would it cause you to have headaches? Because it was just to simply initiate you, then you are initiated, then that's fine. You see, you will have backache, and you'll have womb problem, and you will have stroke-like symptoms, and you will have waist problems. You will feel like some burdens even on your shoulders, and you will have depression. Sometimes you will have a loss of memory. Sometimes you will have epilepsy. Sometimes you'll have, most of the time, you'll have problem with your feet, and then you'll have too much air on your stomach. That causes body pains. You will have swollen feet. Sometimes you can even lose your eyesight. You'll lose your eyesight. You will have ear sounds. You will have loneliness. Sometimes you'll feel that you want to be alone, especially when it also goes with ingwenze that you have. You will want to be alone, and you will have unstable relationship, and you can have even parentslessness. In fact, the symptoms that are available in INZUZA, they are not that much different from those of umdawe, because you cannot have umdawe, INZUZA, and not have umdawe, because umdawe and INZUZA, they work hand in hand. That's why during the period of initiation, you will go to a high. Now it's time go land mandawe and INZUZA. This thing will happen at the same time. And when it's time for Guparula, it will happen at the same time for INZUZA. It will happen at the same time. It will happen at the same time Nemdawe, because they work hand in hand. So some of these signs that are there in INZUZA or umdawe, they are similar to those of umdawe. Some of INZUZA are similar for umdawe, because when you have got INZUZA, definitely you will always have umdawe. But you can have umdawe without INZUZA, but you cannot have INZUZA without umdawe. And there are so many things that happen. Some people, they lose their job, because you can lose everything when the spirit wants you to be initiated. So I ask people, why would it cause all those things to happen if it's its duty to initiate yourself? So some people, they deceive other people and say, no, when you've got INZUZA, you don't need to go for initiation. You will initiate yourself. You must remember that INZUZA iyalandwa emanzini, and INZUZA iyaparulwa, and you cannot parula yourself, and you cannot ulanze mandawe nenzuza and do all these things yourself, and you will even struggle to make likobongo nje lenzuza nje, and then emapushen, because you can't. You will need someone to guide you to do that. So there are so many things. People with INZUZA, they have got sleepless nights. At the same time, they feel very cold. Sometimes cold night, even body even very cold. Sometimes you feel like you are sleeping in the water. Sometimes you feel good now, as if inside the house there is a snake that is inside the house, you feel the presence of INZUZA, especially when it is your due time now to go for initiation. You will feel the presence, and you will feel that INZUZA is there inside, and they want you to go for initiation. Then you know that now it's time for initiation. And people who have got INZUZA, I normally don't advise them to go for river, because those are the very same people who normally are taken by INZUZA. You will go to the river once INZUZA ilanziwe yafawa kuwe, then it becomes a little bit easier now for you that you can go to the river. But just going to the river, people say, I feel like going to the river, then you go to the river. And when you go to the river, most of the time, you won't come back. Some of the, I have seen several of them. There's one that I even warned, and he never listened to me, and he was taken. He's no more now. You see, several people we have lost them due to that reason. So you will have dreams of water. You will have dreams flying, getting inside the water, chased by the lions, being at school, being taught, wandering in the wilderness, going in the mountains, even in the caves, dreaming fish, dreaming mermaids, sometimes dreaming Indians, whites. Though sometimes when you dream white, it can mean that you have got utigolosh, but it's not always that when you dream the white people and the Indians, it means that you have got utigolosh. But sometimes it can mean that you have got that spirit. So all these signs that I've mentioned, headaches, backache, womb problems, stroke-like symptoms, waist problem, feeling some burden in your shoulder, depression, loss of memory, epilepsy, problems with your fish, too much air in your stomach that cause body pain, swollen feet, losing eyesight, sometimes even your teeth, they have a problem, ears, sound, loneliness, you want to be alone, unstable relationship, you're moving from one relationship to another, sometimes the barrenness, that you find that you cannot have children, especially for women, losing everything, losing your job, losing your friend, being hated by people, when they sleepless nights, waking up at the same time, feeling cold at night, all these things that are happening, they wouldn't happen, all these things, having all these dreams, and all these things that I've mentioned, they wouldn't happen if INZUZA was going to initiate itself, because it was just a thing of, it just takes you, it initiates you, it goes there, and then that's done. But now, because all these are the signs that you have got INZUZA, and you need to go for initiation. You need to go for initiation. So these are a part of the signs that you must go for initiation. And some people, they can even die. They end up dying. I've seen people who, because of receiving the calling, they end up dying. They get accident, they end up dying, because after some they've lost everything. And I say you must not wait to lose everything, because with INZUZA at other stage, I've seen people who are stinking rich, but at the end of the day, they lost everything, that they don't even have money now for initiation. They were rejecting initiation. They were saying, hey, say twasisela, INZUZA yay twasisela, which is just a fairy tale. It's a myth that INZUZA yay twasisela. You have to go for initiation. I know that it's a challenge, because so many people are playing with people these days. They claim they understand the spirit. It's a challenge to find a right and a suitable kobela who will initiate you well, especially for INZUZA and Umdawe. It's a very, very big challenge, but try. You contact us. We will try to help you as far as possible, to link you with the best people who will try their best to help you with the spirit, who fully understand how does this spirit work, because you are being tormented. This spirit will torment you until you lose everything. Some people, they will die. They will end up dying. Some people, they end up crippled. I've seen people being crippled because of all these things that are happening. And some of the clothes that are mostly used, most of the clothes that are used by INZUZA is this one, which we call it injeti. injeti, it's one of the most important cloth that is used for people that have got INZUZA. And we have got even, because people who have got INZUZA, they also have umdawe. Then you will also need this one, which we call it ipalu. You might need, though I don't have it, you might need also the one that we call it sisampi. You might need also isisampi, because these are also very, very important for such spirits. So you cannot initiate yourself with the spirit. People with this spirit, they dream themselves getting inside the water. They see themselves taking their bag under the water. Those are the things that happen, dreaming themselves in the water with snakes. There are snakes teaching them all those things that they see. But now the unfortunate thing, when you have got INZUZA, it won't even show you ukobela, because you are supposed initially primarily to get initiated under the water. So by showing you going inside the water, it's the way of showing how you are supposed to be initiated, how things are supposed to be done to you. That's why indeed, when you have got INZUZA, you will be taken into the river Yolanda INZUZA and be joined with you, and you will be go your parulwa INZUZA. And most of INZUZA and Imdawe, they use two-legged animal. They don't use the four like God. That's why mostly when we parula Umdawe and when we use INZUZA, we use mostly chickens, because chickens, they walk with two feet. You see, they work with 2 feet. I've heard people bangchela bati baparule for Umdawe or INZUZA baparula ngembuzi. Imbuzi, it's used for intwaso, for umguni, umagudliso abanguni. There's so many things that are done during the period of Guparula, and is one of the most important thing that is done there, so that INZUZA Nemdawe will not trouble you, because once that is missed, everything won't go right. You can spend 10 years a petrolling, but if a process parula neglanza bandao has not been done properly, if you miss that one, it will be like you wasted your time. It will be like you wasted your time. So that is it. What I want to say concerning this topic. As I've mentioned, that it has got the people of Impande Corner, which we find underwater. It has got its own language. It has got its own people which they are living under the water. Though some of them, they have integrated among us, are living among us. As I've said, that one of my great-grandfather in my mother's side, he took one of the lady there and married that lady. You see, so nina bengwazi etindzaweni tonke namze sengiyavalelisa itopic yenu yiyo lena lebesolo nimele sikhuluma ngenzuza. And for more information, do not hesitate to contact me on 082 802 7931. For more information on INZUZA, do not hesitate to contact me on 082 802 7931. I'll try my best to help you, or to even guide you, or to lead you to people that I trust, that they will do their own best to guide you, because I know that so many people are suffering because of this spirit. So many people are suffering because of the spirit. So, and some people, they say, we know this thing. And I don't like people, but I some years I spend it, and it's money there that is going. People, they must be fair. If you don't understand anything, you must just say that I don't understand it. Because people will say, no, we understand Mdawe. Hey, we understand INZUZA. But at the end of the day, some other people even showing it on TV, but you could see, no, this thing is not so so if you need any further assistance, you don't hesitate to contact me, and please subscribe to my page, Sinduna. Subscribes to my page Sinduna for more and more topics. Subscribes to my page Sinduna, and you can call me 082 802 7931. Siyavalelisa ke uma vavuke njengedangamani, uyavalelisa ke umtulu kaMakereta nahankarantima uduladula nyama senkopolo ungayiboni kuzagcegcwele emafutha umgadlela kaNdaba unyanga mthakathi. Ngiyavalelisa ngithi kinonke ndebe ngwazi asibonane futhi kulesinye sihloko. Ungakhohlwa ke kusubscribe and ushare le page nakulabanye, ubanikele le page, and I will try all our best to help you as far as possible. Don't forget ukuthi today these days now sesiyahlola even online or over the phone. Doesn't matter whether you are, whether mabu overseas noma ukuphi, and I will successfully sikuhlole. We have hlola people labaningi, and they are the witnesses. Bahlolile over the phone, and sabahlola, and they were happy and they were excited about the session, how it goes, even over the phone. So don't hesitate to call us at any time when you have got any problem. Mkhulu Ben Themba Silindza, uyavalelisa uthi sinduna.